Hey there, it's Labor Day weekend, and so September 1st. Want to wish my mom a very happy birthday. It's dark, so you won't see any picture here. You're just going to hear my voice. I want to start off by saying that everybody that I know that is taking big pharma drugs, they're probably the meanest people on the planet. And it goes to show you what these drugs do to people and how mean it makes people, including members of my family who have been hurt by big pharma and doctors and plastic surgeons and people that really don't know their shit from a hole in the ground or a hole in the ground from their shit. Everybody I know that's on big pharma drugs are the meanest people on the fucking planet. And I'm sure a lot of people you know that are on big pharma drugs are the meanest people on the planet. They're obstinate. They're really closed-minded. And they're really having a hard time with what's going on inside their bodies. They're the most unhealthiest people I've ever met in my life. Every one of them. You guys are the meanest people on the planet, some of you. A lot of people are going vegan, and a lot of people have gone vegan. You know, we're late in the game, and it's a process. When you're asleep and you've been eating meat your whole life and fish, and you just have no idea the suffering that's taking place among the animals, which is us. We are the animal. We're living parallel universes as animals. You guys are the meanest people on the planet. Not only the people that prescribe these drugs or the people that take them. You're the meanest people on the planet. You'll kick your family members out. You don't have any courtesies. You're fake as fuck. You're phony balonies, a lot of you. Most stores you can go in, you can find something that's vegan, you know, even just simple things like waffles. But there's true companies out there that devote their life to providing and creating vegan food for us. And I'm tired of the stores not separating the vegan from the non-vegan food. It'd be a lot easier to go shopping for people that are making the switch to the light and God's realm of the Gentiles. We're tired of your stores not separating vegan food from other food. It's not because we're touching it, because these are animals. It's because we want to be able to get in and get out. Not look at all these gross products out there that are just creating such havoc on people and their health, and animals too. Look at the animals walking around, the dogs. They look like their owners. You're going to see what kind of diet they're on. Terrible. We're terrible. People take care of their cars better than they take care of their bodies and their animals. So we're putting the word out there. You better start separating your vegan items from your non-vegan items. We want to support the companies that are putting forth these products and trying to get them in every store. We're tired of it not being separated, so we can get in and out or go get our items and they're not mixed in and hidden. We're tired of this. You people are the meanest people on the planet that are hopped up on big pharma. I'm not even talking about antidepressants. I'm talking about big pharma drugs. You're the meanest, stingiest people on the planet. You could have people come to you and say, this works, this is how it is, and this is what I did to heal my body. You could care less, most of you, because you're so hurt by the medicines and the invocation that's in these pills. You're the meanest people on the planet. It goes to show you the doctor's invocation, how fucking mean they are. And I commend you, people out there that are changing your palate, and you're looking into products that are beneficial, that are plant-based. I really commend you for doing this and seeking it out and putting your money here. And it's a lie if you think that eating vegan is too expensive. That's a lie. You're not as hungry. You don't crave the junk food. You don't need 3 big meals a day. Of junk. You just start making a lot healthier choices, and your palate changes to where you don't have these cravings. Unfortunately, a lot of the kids have no choice. They have zero choice in their dietary needs, and you guys sit there all day. They have allergies, they have this, they have that. We don't understand. We don't understand what's going on. We gotta go to the doctor. Gotta go here, gotta go there. Let me shove some more unhealthy food down you, honey. I know, I did this as a parent. I was asleep. I didn't go the realm of you're sick always. I went the realm of you'll be okay. Keep moving forward, and we're going to be active, and we're going to do this. People have no clue what they're doing to their kids and their family. You are what you eat, unfortunately. If you're eating a lot of cheese, a lot of dairy, a lot of meat, you're going to have a body that shows that. And you can be a health fitness expert and still be a non-vegan and have a propped up invocation of who you think you are, unfortunately, is what it is. I encourage you to visit stores that do supply a lot of vegan food. From Down to Earth in Hawaii is a pure vegan store. Everything in there is vegan. Whole Foods has a lot of vegan items. And pretty much every state might have their own invocation of a vegan market. Seek it out. Put your money there. And support these people that have been working really hard in the vegan realm. And you can get vegan dog food and cat food. I used to order online. My dog was so healthy. Try different brands. Your animals need to eat more than one brand of food. Some of you go to the store and get the biggest bag of disgusting dog food, and that's all these dogs eat. One type of food their whole life. Could you imagine eating one type of food your whole life, and that's all you ever get? Meanwhile, your owners are stuffing their face all day long on junk food and everything else. We're really evil when we're asleep. We do really evil things to our bodies and to our animals. I'm putting a message out there to the Trump administration. They better start talking about plant-based eating and going vegan. I'm all for the ceasefire and getting along with your neighbors, but I'm not for what you're eating and your staff is eating. You don't promote any type of plant-based eating whatsoever. You're going to see, though, that it's going to be like it should be. We're going to have to stop cutting everybody down online, including the wares of what the Trump administration is trying to do. You know, for you to not even see that this is actually a good thing with the ceasefire and getting along with our neighbors, you really are delusional. You're extremely delusional out there to think that you should be doing what you're doing out there and protesting and stuff like that. You're going to see, you probably will start getting arrested, a lot of you. The gods are taking this very serious, and they're on the sides of ceasefire and no more wars and getting along with our neighbors, and you're going to start getting taken down if you don't stop your shit out there on the streets. The gods are not going to put up with it anymore, and they haven't been. And you guys are like a festering pile of ants that, you know, you interfere with this ant pile and they come out all festering and stupid signs. I want to bring up something, too, that I've seen at these protests where these women, you know, the women livers and the people that think, you know, I have a right to do with what I want with my body. You shouldn't tell me I can't do things like get an abortion and stuff like that. And when I was asleep, I did feel the same way. I had 4 abortions, I think, in this life. But I was a 60s child, 70s, 80s is when I grew up. And that's, unfortunately, from, you know, what was offered to us besides birth control pills. And we all know birth control pills. What do? They make you really nauseous. You know, nowadays there's better things out there. They're from, you know, safe sex type of realms and condoms, celibacy, the morning after pill. There's a lot better things out there than having to go get pregnant and get an abortion. And you'll see, you know, it's harder and harder to actually get abortions out there. I want you to take an oath to just stay away from bad people and toxic relationships and people that can get you pregnant, because men are really stupid. They don't care. They don't care if you're married. They don't care if you're single. They do not care about you. They'll get you pregnant faster. You can do it yourself. They don't care about you, ladies. And the women are hurt. And unfortunately, that's how we talk when we don't have our voice. We talk sexually. We use our bodies. We can't say no. We don't have a voice. You're better off being celibate and being with God and the light. You have a lot of spirits in you that can help you grow this area where you're your own boss. Why are you letting someone else be the boss of you? Would you want to work for yourself? Probably a lot of you would say no right now. It's very empowering to control this drive. It's a big drive. The sex drive is huge. And when you're asleep, it's survival of the fittest and in heat. A lot of men are doing really stupid things like cheating on their wives, going online. They're using online now as ways to cheat. And it's super scary out there with people being abducted left and right. I met a man, and he was such a turd ball, and he was a salesman at a dealership. He was so gross. He was a Filipino kid. And the way he talked was disgusting. And he said, flat out, we got trained in the art of pickup. He thought he was a schmoozer, and he was such a scumbag. He really thought he was cool and handsome, and people liked him. He was such a dickhead. And he flat out said, we get trained in the art of pickup. These people abduct you, though, and I'm not talking about Filipinos. I'm talking about men. I've almost gotten dragged just hanging out at a beach restaurant, karaoke place on Oahu. A Filipino man came up and almost dragged me to the beach. And in Scottsdale, I almost got dragged behind a dumpster by a man that evoked very handsome, like priesty, but my same age, like a St. Patrick, and I'm St. Patrice. The guy almost dragged me behind a dumpster because we're in the food chain. It's very symbolic of the food chain. He would have killed me if he had got a hold of me. And a lot of men are doing terrible things to their wives. And then they have girlfriends on the side, and got 2 girlfriends over here and 1 over here, and a wife and a mom that has kids with me. It's a real fun life. Real fun what you're doing to people. This shit's going to stop, man, and we're going to make sure it does. But I'm warning you, people on the street, you better watch it. You better watch it. You've got to stop acting like this. You need to fucking grow up. And you got to quit lying about what's being said and how food stamps are going away, Medicare is going away, they're going to be ruining healthcare. You're such a liar. You're not listening to what's being said. You're so delusional and no common sense when it comes to, you don't care about anybody but yourselves. You don't care about other beings on the planet. You never a big picture about what's going on in the world and how this affects everybody. We're all connected. Look at the weather monstrosities going on in the world. It's because of the food chain. We keep fishing and we keep hunting. God is a Gentile. We need fishers of men. We need planters and gatherers, not hunters and fishermen. Facebook is a very viable site still, and it's free. And you can join vegan groups and get all these cool recipes in your feed. And you're going to see a lot of things that are going on with the animals. It's hard to look at. But it's a good way to get information. So don't be afraid to join it. We have to be transparent because the spirits see everything. They know everything about us. God knows everything about you. He's particular to you. He's real, and he's here on planet Earth. You'll see signs. We passed a sign thing, which I don't like them standing there at the intersections holding their Jesus signs. I'd rather you be in a parking lot. These businesses need to open up their parking lot so we can not be tempted to run a red light because they're trying to read your signs. But they really do say that God sent his son down to earth to blah, 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 blah. God is here walking around on planet Earth. Just know that, in human form. The true divinity is here on planet Earth. It's not just his son. You're a little misinformed here. There's so much trauma between you and God and your divinity and Mother God. But it's you. It's your trauma. You're connected to us and our trauma. When you go vegan, you completely turn your health around. You don't have infections. You don't get sick like you used to. You're getting out of the killing fields. There's a movie, I think it's free on YouTube, you can watch. It's called The Viking, and it's very violent. Typical Viking movie. But you see this man and these people are in the food chain, and they're going about being shown the way. And towards the end of the movie, the guy is like, he stopped killing animals and others, And at the end, you'll see he was forgiven. His sins were forgiven by God. And that's what's going on with us. Because no one's guilty behind the scenes. We know that. But we're really tired of you out on the streets protesting against world peace. We're really tired of this. You have no common sense, unfortunately. And you will get taken down if you keep this up. They're going to start arresting people. It's just a matter of time. And turning off services for you till you get your shit together. The universe is a live, sentient being. And the universe is doing this. Air, earth, water, fire. These aren't humans doing this. Just get that straight. I feel that God is speaking through Donald Trump. And I feel like they got to get their shit together when it comes to eating. They're propped up on plastic surgery and Botox and hair dye and everything else. But they talk about God more than a lot of people that we hear on TV, and they cut them off right away, though, when they start bringing up God. So God has a son, his name is Jesus. He has lots of children. And so does Mother God. It's the Trinity, the Mother, Father, the child. A lot of you are confused growing up because you had bad role models or bad parenting, and you think you're gay. You're not. You're bisexual, probably. A lot of you like male or female. And you got to look at that and go, why wouldn't you? Males are cool and so are females. So God's very open-minded about this, but he doesn't want you to be taken down a path of mutilation, body mutilation, and people saying you're just flat out gay. You just live like a woman. That's not the right thing to do, is it? It's estrogen mimickers. We're seeing the true invocation of what's happening because of what we're eating and what we're breeding. Cell mimickers, estrogen mimickers, people that are turned into transvestites. It's a different realm that is invoking because of the confusion. And the everything should be legal. Everything from child pornography to having sex with animals. It should all be legal. And every drug on the planet should just be legal. We just provide it. It's just like... law of attraction or whatever. I remember someone told me, because when I was in Hawaii, you start going down the healing arts realm, you meet you see a lot of people that are vegan, that are growing food, living off the grid. And this law of attraction would come up, and someone was explaining it to me. Yeah, well, we're the rapist and we're the this. That's just, we accept that. No, we don't. No, we don't accept that. You're wrong. This was not a vegan either that was telling me that. So you can read these books and you're like confused and you really think that that's the case. And it's okay, because we are the rapist. That's okay. It's a law of attraction. See how stupid we are when we're asleep? Try to get right in our chakras, or we try to do meditation, or we try to, we're looking at these realms people are in, from yoga to this to that, but we're still not right with God. A lot of people don't talk about God because they didn't meet him. They didn't know he was real, so it's not your fault. You need to know there is a mother God, even though they talk about her all the time as Mary. Some of you that had near-death experiences, when you look at near-death experience shows on YouTube and stuff like that, they're really weird. And a lot of people encounter Jesus, they say. And I talked about this before. One guy was on there, and I think he was a fireman, and he had a near-death experience. and he had kids and everything. He was so mad that he woke up. He didn't die. He was so mad. And this fucker had kids on a why. Why would you be mad that you actually lived? See how selfish we are? I remember one lady said that she had a near-death experience, and she met a man that evoked to be Jesus, and he said, your kids will be fine. They don't need you. So really? And we're sending them off to schools where they don't, some schools have tight security, but as you know, there was a school shooting in Minneapolis at a Catholic school. How many more crimes against children do we need to see? And they want to, now, they like to push that and say, oh, we're going to ban guns. We're just, that's the problem. We're going to ban guns. Guns are here to protect yourself from a tyrannical government. They're not for duck hunting. That's the Second Amendment. And the countries, including Mexico, that are in really bad shape, banned guns, all-out ban gun, an all-out ban gun in these countries, and it shows. From the sewer problems to the cartels. So who does that allow to have guns? Criminals. You don't need to run out and buy a gun either. You can build up your spirit allies and your protectors, and you have to get right with God, and God is in you, and that's you. You can start healing yourself and getting help so your palate changes by supplementing with micronutrients, supplements, things you can get off the shelf, over the counter. Break up with your doctor right away and take matters in your own hands. You are the divine healer. This information is everywhere online. You're not going to brag anywhere. No country can brag right now because not one of you is pure vegan. So no one gets any bragging rights about anything you've done until you clean this area up in your own country, in your own backyard, and killing and breeding animals for consumption. People like to brag how they kept the buffalo going. They were going to be extinct. Do you want to be a buffalo your whole fucking life and get killed for food? Do you want to have some stupid fucking Spanish dude on the streets of Pamplona doing bullfighting? Just sadists out there. People are sadists, man. These rodeos and farms. Oh, it's organic. It's grass-fed. They eat grass. And then we're really humane. Why does it taste so good? Because they're eating grass. They're vegetarians. They're vegans. Unless you're feeding them slop. And we're purposely breeding them. We don't want to be these things. Are we saying to go kill a bunch of animals because we want them extinct? No. They need to be rescued. And the first country that comes forth and does this is the hero. You're the winner. I keep hearing Abu Dhabi, Arab Emirates. It's not going to be the United States of America unless they really get their shit together. It's not. Might be Hawaii. Going to make it its own country. Hawaii was a big a stomping ground for questioning the genetically modified organisms. And Monsanto and chemical companies that were growing food And they were calling it Terminator seed, and it had pesticidal aware grown right in the seed. They're like, well, we just grow pesticides in the seeds, and then that takes care of the bugs. And then you're eating that. They passed a law to ban it. That's why you see organic. That means it's grown without pesticides. You don't need all these pesticides on your food and on your plants and your vegetables. And I want you to know it's a lie when they say people are getting sick they're getting sick because vegetables are grown by the meat farms and things like that. And so the runoff of the killing fields is in other areas. So there are areas where you can get sick from eating vegetables and things like that. There's a lot of studies showing that kids that are homeschooled are actually brighter than those that have been in public education their whole lives. Don't be afraid to get your kids out of school, but it has to be a decent home, and you can't keep them alone and let the siblings watch each other. It's not the way to go. Your kids didn't want to raise kids, so don't make them be moms and dads at young ages. You got to still be a parent, man. Teach them to get along, be a team. And some home lives are so bad that school actually saved them. And in both these areas, it has to stop. A lot of kids are getting hurt going to school, getting abducted, getting bullied. Terrible bullying is going on in our schools. That's just the siblings not getting along. Now they get bullied by strangers. Isn't that lovely? I'm recording something. So not only getting bullied by your parents, you're getting bullied by your sibling, and now you get bullied by strangers at school and teachers. Well, I'm going to wrap this up, and I know this resonates with a lot of you. And you can truly change your health around just like that by switching your diet. And you don't go on a diet. You fall in love with food. You fall in love with cooking. Vegan food is so fun to make. It's not gross. Like when you're cooking chicken or beef or pig. It's the most horrible lives. They're the hardest working beings on the planet, the animals. Just keep walking the light. And you're going to be shown. You'll be shown the way. Share this video. Share my channel, including the Patrice Romero YouTube channel. and just keep turning your lives around for the better. You can pass through the realm of death without dying. It's the fountain of youth when you wake up to the light and God and the Gentiles. We're very karmic too. We don't take a lot of shit from people. So a lot of us have to stay indoors, unfortunately. But we don't have to be out there. We're smarter than that. We don't have to be out there. We're very much for preventative and stopping things that are vicious cycles. We're having reincarnation, and we have amnesia. We have past lives and past names. You have parallel universes going on where you are an animal. All right. That's all I have to say right now. So just be one with God and know that they're real, Mother and Father, the Trinity. You're the child, the Mother, Father, the child. We have an eternal age and an eternal flame. It's 21. And we're all the same age of 1. And we're all helping birth a new universe. All right, peace out.